Getting feedback is very important when you take action because it helps you to progress toward the outcome. And it tells you whether or not you are on the right track toward this outcome or not. So, how do we get feedback? When you take action, you are actually usually, you can access signal that tell you that are mechanism of feedback whether what you're doing is right or wrong, right? So let's imagine you are doing a puzzle. It's a very trivial example, but as you build your puzzle, when you have a piece of the puzzle and you want to put it somewhere, you have a direct feedback of whether or not it fits, right? So as you know the piece doesn't fit on a specific location of the puzzle, you know that you need to put it somewhere else. So very basic example, but very representative of what you get in life. If you are actually making a cake and you bake the cake, you taste the cake, feedback mechanism, is it good or does it taste bad, right? And this feedback can happen sooner or later. What you want to do is try to get feedback as early as you can. What is basically, I have this outcome that I want to reach. I have identified an action that I can take to reach this outcome. What is the minimum amount of effort that I need to spend on this action to actually start getting some feedback out of it, to know whether or not I am on track? Let's imagine you want to build a small car. Can you actually build a very small version of it, just validating some of the things that you think it will be working or not, and getting feedback early, right? And then as it's working, you know, oh, that's the direction that I need to take. So you can put actually more effort into it. But initially, you want to put the minimum effort possible just to get feedback on whether that's working or not. Let's imagine, for instance, the outcome you're after is that you want the happiness of your kid, right? So you're thinking one of the actions that you identify is I want to buy a present for my kid, but then you actually don't know if the kid will like this present or not. So what can you do? What's the minimum effort you need to do? It's simply, well, you talk to the kid and it's like, oh, do you fancy having this? What about if you add this? Would that make you happy? Do you like it? So you validate the minimum effort possible that you spend. You validate the idea before you actually go in the shop or wherever to purchase this item. So you see, instead of basically going to the shop, purchasing the item, and then surprising the kid and potentially getting a negative feedback where, oh, you have actually spent a lot of effort in terms of time, energy, or money, and unfortunately the result is not positive. So it's important to look at the signal you get, right? As you start taking action, there's different signal around you, right? So you start, for instance, a painting. So you paint, and then the neighbor come to your place and start giving you feedback. You didn't ask for it, but start giving you his appreciation, his comment on your painting. And these are feedback, so you know, like, okay, so people like it, stuff like that, right? So potentially you can make it as an art piece, you can sell it, or whatever you want to do with it. So try to pay attention to feedback. Get them, understand them, don't hesitate to ask more questions to the people. If a feedback is not clear, if you don't understand, what is it that you're actually saying? Can you give me another example? I'm not sure to get what you mean. Can you explain me a bit? and people will be usually very happy to talk more on their opinion and what they think. So pay attention to that.